Hey, this is Edna White. I am so glad you are here with me today. Today, I'm going to talk about mindfulness. In this world of what we're going through right now, everybody's probably struggling with things, but I'm going to show you how, and I'm going to give you some suggestions on how to be mindful because it has to be a way of life because we're going through things in this chaotic world that we must get through. So, how can we do that? You ready to go? I'm ready to take you. So, I'm going to tell you something about myself. Most recently, I was overwhelmed with financial situations that I could not even see how to get out of, right? So, I was so overwhelmed that I just started doubting myself, started doubting my abilities and started just worrying. I had to really stop. After few weeks, I think it was, after a few weeks, I had to stop because I was beating myself up. I was lowering my vibration. I had to get mindful. I had to get back into the place of meditating because worry was really taking me over because of my current situation. So when you're overwhelmed, you don't know how to feel. Have you ever felt like that? Like life is moving so fast. If that you built being pulled in like a billion directions, a billion, million, something like that. But you're pulled in so many directions. Have you ever felt like that? Well, that was my situation. Mindfulness is not just about meditation, it's a way of life. And I want to tell you this because people often ask me, how is it that you're so calm in so many different situations? It's not that I'm calm, it's that I'm taking myself to a place that I can calm myself and then I can think with logic. Even in situations where it's traumatic, sometimes even scary, you can calm yourself down in order to make a conscious decision or make a conscious move. You just have to do that. Mindfulness keeps you there. So, what is mindfulness? Not mindfulness. Mindfulness, exactly. What is it? It's the practice of being fully present and engaged in the moment without judgment. So, if you're in a scary situation, it's a way that you calm yourself down or put yourself in, where am I? What's going on? And what do I see? What do I hear? What do I feel outside of myself, even within myself? And what could I be doing differently? It's all in a matter of seconds. I know it's pretty scary, but it's all in a matter of seconds. So this is without judgment, without saying, I'm going to fail at this, without saying it's all going downhill, without saying all of those judgmental things to yourself. You're going to have a place of peace and control, I want to say. It's not a way of escaping, because I know how to escape, and I think we all know how to escape to a place. If we're not feeling well, we can literally take ourselves in our brain somewhere else. I'm not talking about escape. It's about meeting life as it is. So in my situation where I was, I had to meet myself there in my financial situation and say, hey, this is what it is. What's my solution behind it? What could I do differently? What am I not doing? Can I do something? And if I can't, what is the next step when this situation comes to needing a resolution? It's about life as it is, with clarity and openness. You know, mindfulness to me is like a mirror. It really shows us who we truly are, the good and the challenges, no matter what they are. And it actually helps us to guide ourselves into a better place, in a better direction. Give us some logistical thinking, some critical thinking, all of that in a matter of milliseconds. It's like a flower opening in the sun, or opening up to the sun, in the sun, to the sun. Same difference. Mindfulness allows us to open up to the life in the same way. It allows, just like the flower opens up, like very slowly and embraces the sun every level. This is how mindfulness does for us. But we have to embrace it. I know you're probably saying, and I think I see some people in the chat box saying, "Are you kidding me? That's not easy. It's kind of hard." I know. But, but it can be done. Living mindfully is simply not that easy because it forces us to face ourselves. Isn't that scary? The reason why most of us that are so busy all the time, doing everything all the time, 7 days a week, and then don't say there's enough, then say that it's not enough time in the day to do what you need to do, are the ones who are running away from themselves. The discomfort that arises isn't a sign of failure, it's a sign of growth. For you to really look at yourself, like Michael Jackson says, the man in the mirror, really look at that person in the mirror and say, what are your values? What are you doing with your life? Why are you doing the things that you do? It's a sign of growth because you're asking the right person the right questions. A lot of times we vent to other people, we rant to other people, we misbehave in the presence of other people because we are not facing that man or that woman in the mirror. It takes courage, and courage is required to stay present, especially when life is messy. Especially then, mindfulness can help you navigate difficulties. It's helped me over these 7 years really get a grip on things. Although it took me time, in the last example I gave you that happened to me a few months ago, although it took me time to really grasp that after I wallowed a little bit in pity. And then, why did I do that? The pity party kind of thing. Then I got up off of my hunkers, as my mom said, and I started doing something. I started setting myself up for changes that if I could do something, what would it be like? Mindful is all about being real. It's not about being perfect. Did you know that? The realness has nothing to do with being perfect. Not at all. So how do I practice this? How do I practice being mindful in my everyday life? I'm gonna give them to you, and then you can kind of put them in effect. But there's a special giveaway at the end of this. So how do you practice it? Number one is the pause button. Take a conscious breath before reacting. And that means in and out. Kind of gives you some oxygen into your brain. Two, name it to tame it. What is it exactly? Don't play with it. Don't go, oh, it's this, it's that. No, it's me being a jerk. because I'm jealous of the other person. In my example, it's me feeling sorry for myself because I knew I should have been more concerned about myself than the other person. I should have been taking care of business for me and not relying on someone else. And I was really upset with myself for putting myself in that situation. So name it and tame it. Label the emotion without judgment and say, I'm angry, I'm upset, I'm regretting things. No judgment. Yeah, I did it. Now I gotta fix it. Right? Three, the 5-second reset. Ground yourself by noticing the five things in your environment: the cup, computer, the phone, the remote, the stapler. Right? One, two, three, four, five. Yeah. Name those things so that you can ground yourself. Bring yourself back into the moment. Four, intentional transition. Move from one task to another with awareness. So if I have a task, I be aware that I have to complete this at this moment. Because let me tell you, I am so famous to jumping around to 20 tasks, and then like, oh God, I got to get them all done. It's 4 o'clock because I don't finish one task to go to the next. So I'm famous for that, but I have to learn to intentionally transition and intentionally do one task at a time. Five, gratitude shift. Reframe challenges by finding one positive aspect in any situation. One positive aspect. So even if it's negative, find the positive aspect in it. I do it all the time. All the time. Every situation. Now, I want you to try these techniques. And if you don't know how to do them, what you need to do is remember this, right? Mindfulness is not escaping life. It's about meeting life fully with clarity, joy, and peace. What would your life look like if you fully embraced mindful living? I'm going to give you at the end of this talk, you can have the Mindfulness Survival Guide. If you just go in the comments below and ask me for the free mindfulness guide, I will send it to you. That's all you have to do. If you don't know any of the 5 ways, the practical mindfulness techniques, and you're not really sure what they are, all you got to do is go and click the like button and then go down in the comments below the video and ask for the Mindfulness Survival Guide. So, what are you going to do now? I'm going to really end this moment right now that we're in a moment of silence so we can start beginning that process. We're going to take a deep breath right here, right now. And this is where your best of your life begins. Take a deep breath.